Hey everyone, I am Artosis, and today I'm going to be making a little video that a lot of people have been asking for. It's going to be about build order notebooks. This is going to be one of my older notebooks. I started it a couple weeks before Nanoa won his MLG, and I think the last set of builds I put in it were from when AnyPro eliminated July from Code S of GSL. So it's not the most recent, not the most current, so the strategies in it, a lot of them are going to be completely outdated, a lot of them are pre-patch and stuff like that. But I just kind of want to show what it is, and I think more people should make build order notebooks. It really, really helps you improve. So I'll just show you kind of the way that I normally go about it. It's pretty messy, but I'll try to put the thought process in there for you. Alright, so here is the notebook, and it's just some random, it's all corny, weird stuff it says on it, because, well, I bought it in Korea for $1 at a convenience store. So let's go ahead and I'll show you what it kind of looks like in here. Alright, kind of some shadows here, sorry, I'm trying my best. Alright, so I had some replays of Nanoa a while back, so I kind of liked one of his builds, and I just kind of wrote it down. Now notice the notes that I take. First off, I give it a name so that I remember what this build is. I got this out of some replays of Nanoa from a friend that gave them to me. And again, this was before his MLG win. And it was his 2-gate pressure build. So notice some of the important things I have here. 12-gate and scout, that's important. That basically means scout with that probe. 13 gas, and only 2 chronos on the Nexus, a Zealot, sync gate right before core finishes. Notice all the little notes I'm putting in here to make sure that my build order comes out right. All pretty important. And when I make an actual build order on a page, not just notes, but a build order with the notes in it and all that, I just give it one page, one full page, and I write the name of it up top so I can quickly leaf through and find it. Let's go to the next page. Now these are just kind of not exact perfect build orders, but general ideas. This was from the World Championships game, TT1 versus Nada. It was it's the one that he actually beat Nada in. Kind of a cool build that I thought. I wanted to try it out a little bit. It was different from a lot of builds that I've done myself, so it's just something I wanted to check out. And so it looks like that's where the general overlying strategy is. It's hard for me to remember every little thing, why I wrote it how as I did. But anyways, the line dictates where the kind of strategy ended, and then I just put some additional notes on it. And I spoke to TT1 about it, and I just kind of remembered and wrote it down later, some things he said. Just some little tricks to help play the build, because StarCraft is such a complex game, you can't just always know. It's good to take that from people. The TT1 versus San anti-4-gate on Scrap Station. That was from World Championships also. I liked a lot of TT1's builds in that tournament. Just some random notes on it. I'll get through here a little bit quicker. I saw some game between Nanoa and Rhett, and I just kind of wrote down some things he was doing. And then you notice that I got some stuff wrong. I went back, crossed it out after. Normally I'll go over the replay or VOD 2-3 times. Just take as many notes as possible. It's really messy because I'm like watching it. I slow it down sometimes, pause it sometimes. Write down important things like numbers of centuries, the timing to start buildings, which chrono boosts I use where if possible. And just some more build notes. There is no wrong or right way. Looks like this build is safe against Burrow users. Burrow was kind of popular at the time, so that was something that interested me about this MC versus Moro build. But anyways, there's no right or wrong way to actually make a notebook like this. And ooh, here's something totally different now. General thoughts about PvT. Now, of course, this is very old. But sometimes I would come up with thoughts and I'd want to write them down because I'm always thinking about StarCraft. So if I come up with something that's kind of interesting, I'll write it down knowing that I'm not going to remember every thought I have later, and I just kind of leaf through the notebook now and then, and sometimes it makes me think again. I'll look at this build and be like, oh yeah, let me try that. Something like that's been bugging me lately. So, for instance, in this one, general thoughts about PVT. And I like to label at the top something like that so I know what's on the page without really looking through it, because my handwriting is messy and it's just a big block of junk. So verse 1 basers expand far away, use force fields at ramp to buy time, and get critical mass of tech. So, for instance, let's say the thought I had behind this is, let's say we're playing Metalopolis on the ladder, PVT, and it's close positions because that's allowed on the ladder, and I think that he's one basing. I can just stall out with force fields while expanding way across the map because it's going to be very hard for them to get there. In the meantime, you get the critical mass or tech. So basically, I'd be trying to get my speed upgrade done or enough colossi out or anything like that. It was just a thought I had. I don't think I actually used this. It was just something I came up with. Oh, here's another one. General thoughts about PvP. Oh, this is old. On maps you can't force field, 3 Stalker Rush into 4-gate. And that's a TT1 build. I kind of got the idea from that, I believe, from that Scrap Station build against San. And eventually I refined that build quite a bit, especially for Tal'Darim, which you notice I wrote down maps that I felt like this would be really good on. And some other random notes about general thoughts about PvP. Blink Stalkers, if they expand, take a third and switch to Colossus. I was still playing around with Blink Stalkers a lot back then. 24 probes on Mineral Max, adding more gates before attack. That's specifically for robo openings. That I remember writing that down and thinking, okay, stop at 24 probes on my minerals, and add a bunch of gates before I attack so that I can have some big little boosts to to my army. Oh, it looks like I have a random blank page. I'll get through here a little bit quicker now. And notice here I have a lot of thoughts written down, and then I go back to the page and I circle things. PVT, I kind of started to develop some feelings for this Nanoa pressure build that I was practicing a lot back then. This was quite a long time ago, but anyways, I noticed I circled feels good without second forge, and that was just kind of a feeling I got from playing that I could fit everything in and everything worked better and cleaner without a second forge, even though I guess that's something that a lot of players were doing at the time. And sit and defend into Colossus and third. Ooh, I was smart. Yeah, that is kind of what I do right now. If they go Vikings too fast, Mass Speed Zealots would help. Kind of interesting stuff. Alright, so here we go. This is another part of the notebook, different from what I've gone over so far. So here's something, PvP, and I just want to write things about PvP. 3 Stalker Rush, that's the build about PvP that I'm going to be writing about on the page. And I'm trying to map out strategically some things, not just build order wise. So notice, for Warp Gate, do I go Expo and Blink Stalker? If from 3 Stalker Rush, 4 Warp Gate, and then Expo and Blink Stalker. So that's actually something that after a while after this, we have seen that a little bit in PvP, especially on maps like Terminus. If you see a sentry with my 4 gate, you can Expo because his attacks will be slow. Now, this turned out to, not quite work at the time. This was way before the Warp Gate nerf. So just a little idea I was working with based upon how far away they were. Making sentries aren't good attacking units. They won't have tech as quickly. It costs a lot of gas. Stuff like that. So just some random ideas on this page. These are some notes to myself on things that I should be trying a little bit. Looks like this is a PVZ thing. Try it quick because I was going 3-gate expand a lot. Quick 4th and 5th gates. So just some little notes to myself. And ooh, this is kind of an interesting little thing. A Void Expo, like a 1 or 2 gateway Void expand. Don't need as many sentries because he can't roach. Speedlings are better though. Hydraling may kill it. Color Rush or many Warp Gates. So These are some thoughts about the Void Ray Expo and not needing as many sentries. Therefore, I have more gas, and he can't really roach because I have the Void Ray, but Speedlings are better anyways. And then the question is, will Hydraling kill the Void Ray Expo? So this is me kind of outlining a strat with a general basic idea that was probably troubling me at the time, and then giving some possible ways to kill my idea. Will Hydraling kill it? And against that, should I rush to Colossus? Should I really focus on that instead of additional sentries? Or should I get a ton of Warp Gate units and just punish him for going Hydraling? So just some random ideas. Ooh, alright, another slightly different page. Roachling timings were kind of popular. It's not the exact thing that became super popular, but kind of the beginnings of that. Anyways, it forces me to be decisive. I remember back, oh yeah, I remember this very well while I was writing this. I was having a hard time because I was going a lot of 3-gate hallucination and just kind of playing meh, you know, like trying to scout them and figure out what's going on and all that. And yeah, so I realized that I needed to be very decisive, and by that I mean decide what I'm going to do and do it extremely, extremely well. And that sounds obvious, but it's not all that obvious when you're really getting to a high level and trying to figure out exactly how to think. Anyways, here were some ideas I had for being very decisive and stopping some of these timings. 3 Warp Expo, and then add 2 gates and cut probes for a moment. And that would be something that I would have enough units to defend, and then I could pressure if I wanted. Huck actually kind of lived by this style for a little bit. I think I actually got that idea from his games. Void Ray Expand, and 1 Phoenix into units. That would just be very light harass into a lot of units to try to stop it. Looks like I connected it down here. 3 Gate Expo to Void Ray. Take 3rd insta on theirs. Okay, so that an idea. These are 2 connected ideas. This is one getting the Void Ray before they expand. This is expanding, getting Void Ray right away to try to stop these aggressions. And this is just a note on if I were to try this when I feel that my 3rd base should be taken, because that's one of the hardest things to decide in StarCraft 2. Yes, more macro style might require more chronos on core to scout fast, so that would be basically to get my hallucination up. That was me trying to still make my hallucination build work well. And Nexus cancel 5-gate to mix in with 5-gate pressure. Again, this was 5-gate pressure up here, kind of Huckish style of old. I wanted to also make sure I was mixing this in with my play, so that it would, you know, just kind of make me more powerful. So yeah, it's all sorts of stuff like this. Some of them get bigger. I take little notes sometimes. I'll just be sitting there observing some games. Quirice was showing me a cool Void Ray Zealot build. Notice I put Quirice's Void build. So yeah. Let's see. Just some other random stuff. It's basically a lot of the same. It's a build order I stole from a guy named Perfect, a pretty good micro Protoss from the US server, pretty long time ago. Looks like I had some PvZ thoughts that were bad. Just some ideas about PvZ. For instance, this one, prepare the 12-gate rush. Or not the, rather, prepare the 12-gate 4-warp rush, which is the Perfect build I just showed there. The build that I ripped off of Perfect. And then what I see, how I transition. Kind of cool. Just a note of some players and strategies I wanted to look at again. Oh yeah, see? So sometimes I don't have time to do it at the time. Like I will just get home and be like, oh, I'm tired, I'm going to go to bed, but some builds I want to check out from tonight. MC's DT versus Expo, MC's Tal'Darim Cannonin versus Zerg. That might have just been a placement I wanted to look at. The Trickster PVT Gas versus Gasless Expo. I loved that build for a while. And the Inca PVT Void Rail, and I actually remember that entire night of games now after seeing this page. Oh, when I was looking at my hotkeys and I wanted to check them, try some other things, and I actually ended up using all this, I believe. Just trying to map it out a little bit, get my thoughts out of my head and onto some paper. So just some more thoughts and stuff. Some just notes about various games I've seen. Determines to read Nexus first. If I see someone do a build that, like, for instance, I do a lot of Nexus first, or I did for a little bit back then. And so I saw someone do it a little bit better. And I was like, oh, I'll write that down. So there's the build order. I just ripped it out of either a VOD or a replay or whatever it was that I saw it in. So a whole lot of this stuff. Oh, there's, you know, it took me a few pages later, but I looked at that Trickster PVT versus Gasus Expo. Wrote down as much as I could to fully understand the build so that I could try it. Yeah. And, oh, I think this is one of the very last builds. I only have a few pages left here. But this is one of the newest builds I had in it. Probably the only build I still like from this notebook. Maybe the Trickster build, not sure. Maybe it matters on map. But yeah, just some things I was building off of a Nanawa build against Slush, one of my favorite builds that I saw. So yeah, just more thoughts, and that's basically what the notebook is. So I mean, there's I have some Plants vs. Zombies. I was trying to figure out how to get to level 40 on Endless. That one did it for me. And yeah, so I have some few extra blank pages left, but this is kind of a dated notebook at this point. So this notebook will be going away. And I just went down to the store, bought my new $1 notebook from a 7-Eleven, and that will be my new one now. So yeah, I suggest that people keep a build order notebook. It is very, very useful, and the pleasure of life. It'll definitely make you better. Just write any thoughts you have in it, and any builds that you want to rip. Just give yourself notes. You don't want to keep this in a file on your computer because you can't really access that while playing. It's nice to have it in a notebook. Sometimes I stand up the notebook like on the corner, like just like prop it up against something so I can look at the builds and get notes while I'm playing, just because, well, I practice to understand better and figure out the meaning behind build orders and stuff like that. So anyways, I hope that you guys enjoyed this little look behind the scenes at an old build order notebook of mine. Sorry that it was messy and a little bit repetitive, but I want to let people see. So anyways, this has been Artosis, and thank you for watching.